What's up, everybody? I'm Brian,
I'm Wolf.
and this is minute 13 of X-Men, the 2000 movie. And this is X Minutes, the podcast that dissects one glorious minute at a time, the longest running superhero franchise at the time of filming, without a reboot, X-Men. And, oh man, I butchered this intro, but that's okay. This is minute 13. Wolf, what happened in this minute?
So it's we see pretty much the same thing of Anna Paquin as Rogue. She's still sitting at the bar. Looks to me like she's still contemplating snatching that tip jar.
She's pretty
But
listless in
yeah,
her look, like not much hope for what's
she's
coming
ready to risk it
in her
all.
life.
Then we see Logan come up, after an entire night of just beating the crap out of people. Okay. He's thirsty, so he goes and he sits down and asks for a beer. Smoking a cigar. I remember when I first saw this in the theater, because like Wolverine has always been my favorite character. I mean, well, not always. My favorite character was Nightcrawler, and then once I got a little older, Wolverine is my favorite character. So by the time this movie came out, it was all about Wolverine, and and just seeing him like with the cigar and stuff, it was just fantastic. But being a theater nerd, I had known of Hugh Jackman from like Oklahoma and like I think Beauty and the Beast. So it was like
Gotcha.
really different seeing him in this like hardcore role.
So I know he's done The Showman, which is pretty theatrical in
Yeah.
terms of movies, but
And Les Miserables
I
too.
didn't know that. Yeah,
You're right.
Liam Neeson, Uma Thurman, Jeffrey Rush.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, that director went on to do Cats, so I think that's all
Right.
I need to say
Yeah.
about how much I enjoyed that Les Miserables. But are you saying that he had a history? I didn't know this. He had a history in theater before
Yeah.
this movie?
So I mean, he was. It was. So he had a history of musical theater, um, and I believe he started doing Australian television. I think that's where he met his wife.
Okay.
Yeah, and continued to do musical theater, and he was a song and dance man, very successful with it, and I vaguely remember him saying something like when he got the opportunity to audition for Wolverine, he was like he thought it was a joke. I mean, because you go from like could you imagine like Lin-Manuel Miranda being Wolverine? It's like maybe
I
after
mean,
some
hey, we had
anything is
Christian
possible.
Bale in Newsies
Yeah,
before we
yeah.
got him in The Machinist and Batman Begins.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So I won't put anything past Lin-Manuel Miranda. We've got Daveed Diggs in my favorite movie, Blind Spotting,
Oh
who's
my
in the original
gosh.
cast of Hamilton, which
Oh
I had
wow.
avoided that soundtrack before I saw Hamilton because I didn't want I know it's history, but I didn't want it spoiled. I wanted the
Hmm.
experience to be pure. So after that, I was listening to it when Blind Spotting was already my favorite movie, which he co-wrote and co-starred in, and I was just like, Daveed Diggs?
Dude, I didn't even know he
What?
sang like that. That's how far removed I am from David. Like I didn't even know he was a singer. I didn't even know he was a rapper. Like they wrote all that stuff in Blind Spotting. It was fantastic.
Yeah. I didn't know. Like, that was the first movie I'd ever seen David or Raphael in.
Hmm.
And I saw it purely for the trailer.
Yeah.
And after one viewing, I was like, okay, Kick-Ass is no longer my favorite movie.
Right. Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is,
Yeah.
I think it was 4 or 5 times I was literally shattered, shaking and crying in the theater.
Oh my
But,
gosh.
ugh, I
Yes.
need to listen to more of his music as well. But
Yeah. Okay.
I digress. I did want to point out, since you were talking about his history, that it's interesting that you said Australia because Mission Impossible 2 was filmed in Australia
Oh yeah.
primarily. And the villain, because that movie went long and had to do more and more reshoots or whatever, lost out on being Logan. So
Oh,
he told Hugh Jackman, "You just got the role of a lifetime," when
wow.
he was cast. Yeah, yeah.
Dude, that's
But
I mean, and look what happened. Just greatness, you know?
yeah, especially with no offense to Hugh Jackman, but after his mistakes as a producer with X-Men Origins Wolverine,
Oh yeah.
we eventually
Yeah.
got that perfection.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that.
Yeah.
I actually, while watching this, looked up Ellis Island just to make sure, because in Iron Man 3, the president is named President Ellis after the comic book writer
Hmm.
Ellis. I'm blanking on his first name, but I was like, I'm pretty sure Ellis Island is real, but is this a nod to the comics? It was not.
Oh
Um,
wow. That would have been pretty
but
cool.
yeah, it may have been. They may have chosen that location. I doubt it though. But I like that they're teasing it. I guess maybe I shouldn't, because it's cliche to tease something in the future on a random television
Hmm.
newscast. But we got the tease of Ellis Island and it being open again, and all teasing the third act. And we see Ellis Island with the Statue of Liberty in the background where the third act will occur.
Hmm.
But yeah, the bartender turns his back to Wolverine pretty quickly. He's not worried about him stealing any money.
Yeah, like
But
one thing I found like, you know, this is kind of cliche. It's like, I've seen it in many films, but I mean, I understand why they did it. It's like, the main character or whichever protagonist wins a bet. The sore loser approaches them later, demanding the compensation back, resulting in some kind of altercation where the villain or whatever antagonist loses again. So I like the way they did that here. I think, actually, we'll see what happens in the next segment. But the guy, he brings his buddy too. I mean, he knew he got the crap kicked out of him before, so he brings his friend for backup.
yeah, listen to the end of this minute because I saw the subtitles. But
Hmm.
okay, so his friend is actually smart and looking out for him, because he says, "You owe me some money," and then his friend says, "Come on, Stu, let's not do this."
Yeah,
Or it
yeah,
might
yeah.
cut off a little bit in that last line, but it's kind of refreshing. Like, nothing against it, because I love Kingsman, but in Kingsman 2, when he goes to do the manners maketh man thing, have you seen it?
I have not. No.
Alright, well, you should definitely check it out. I believe the first one is on iTunes right now for $4.99, which
Oh.
when you're watching or listening to this, probably no longer, maybe, but check it out. Um, just a bunch of people in the bar all get together and are like, all right, we're gonna. I don't know why I switched from this to this, maybe Wolverine, but all right, we're all eight of us gonna kick your ass. It's nice seeing one friend that's like, dude, this.
Yeah.
No, 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 no.
It's
No,
like
no,
let's
no, no,
just
no,
it's
no,
like
no, no,
let's
no,
go
no.
home.
Like, Stu, you bet on yourself after seeing that. Come on. You could have at least bet against yourself.
Right.
Because all things considered. I would
Actually,
love if his friend was
that's not a
like,
bad
Stu,
idea.
I bet against you.
Yeah, right.
You should have. I'll give you some of my winnings.
That's like if I was like, I think something genius would be to get into a fight with Floyd Mayweather, but bet against yourself. And just be like, I bet
And
a
then just
million
drop on the
dollars,
ground.
$1 million, I lose this fight. So
God, you might die doing that.
yeah, right.
Just one.
R.I.P.
I guarantee there's some legal shit that
I
that
know,
would
right?
go. They'd go after you, but yeah, it's. Do you find it as bad acting or her seeing what's coming, that she's kind of shaking? Well, there's three options. Do you think the shaking at around like 52 seconds is her just intimidated that he's so close, or her seeing what's coming with Stu approaching, or just bad acting? Because I mean, I don't know where this is on Anna Paquin's career, but she's she obviously has evolved.
Yeah,
in her acting technique. She's better, I would say, in True Blood than in this movie, just purely age.
I've not seen True Blood. The only Anna Paquin movie I remember like vividly was Fly Away Home with Jeff Daniels, where they like save a bunch of geese or whatever, and she was really good in that.
Oh, I think I saw the trailers for that. Was she younger in that one?
Yeah, she was a lot younger. But I'd say this phase is more of like she knows. I mean, she's seen what Logan can do in the ring, so maybe she's like, this isn't going to end well. I don't think she knows to like what extent, he's gonna mess this guy up, but she knows that he's not messing around.
Gotcha. And that's not even a dig at Anna Paquin. I think she would look back at this movie and see how she's progressed as an actress and be like, whew. It's kind of like Channing Tatum looking back at his first acting role. He's like, oh man, I'm so much better now.
Was it the dance movie?
No, Step Up was later. I think his first thing was on some Law and Order.
Oh.
And it was like, if you think about him as Magic Mike, how he dresses like in tees and like baggy clothes, and like his hat might be to the side and stuff, and that kind of seems natural for that character. It's like someone looked at that and was like, let's get anyone who's a Channing Tatum type, first person who looks kind of like this guy, and dress him. And they just get the first person, and the person is not a skilled or seasoned actor.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It's like they saw that and was like, let's get a character like that on Law and Order for a bit part. And you're like, it's just not the same.
Yeah.
But but it's him. It's just him with like a decade of experience.
Right, yeah. They're just like, let's just get some guy. Any guy.
Yeah, a Channing Tatum type. But yeah, anything else? Like, I see that they've still got that fire in the trash can in the background of her.
It's got to be like 80 degrees in there by now. That fire's been going for a very long time. Who's been feeding that fire is what I want to know too. Do they have like a bar back that throws dried cedar into there?
Yeah, clearly, I don't know what would be better for them. You see like walls behind Logan, and it's just loose boards, or there's spaces between the boards. So either, because it's the whole place is a smoking area, either they've got the windows open and the heat, like they also have to air the place out for that burning, for the smoke coming from that.
Yeah, everybody would die of carbon monoxide poisoning.
Yeah, I don't know if they'd be better off just closing all the windows and putting that one fire out. But,
this is a possibility. They could be fueling the fire with the bodies of Logan's victims. I think that would be efficient. Like they just drag them out of the ring and just right into the fire.
Yeah, that's why that's not a bruiser on Stu's eye. That's just soot from someone else's body as he almost got pushed in and he came to consciousness. Like,
like,
oh, they're
like, that was close.
Like, don't do this, Stu. You almost died from being fed into the fire.
Yeah.
You're living on borrowed time. Oh, that would be so dark. Alright, well, that's what I've got. What do you think's hanging from all these walls? It looks like leather straps and stuff.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I don't know. This is
Just
like a.
tools.
It's like a. What do you call it? It's like a Texas Roadhouse. So like with all the flair all over the walls, like old school
Yeah.
pictures, saddles and stuff. Like I don't know. Maybe they're going for like a certain theme though. It's kind of cool though. Like a real dive type place.
Yeah, the set dresser really had fun. I gotta
Yeah.
imagine. Just get me just shit that can hang from the walls. Just add extra shit in between Logan and the blue light background.
It's funny. I've been on some movie sets that have been made to look like not this gross and like weathered, but I've been on sets that like have been made to look like more run down. And the funny thing is that like it doesn't like they've never smelled run down. It's always like a fresh smell or like maybe like a plasticky smell, but they never smell how they look. So looking at this, it probably didn't stink in there at all. It probably smelled fantastic. Everybody's costumes probably smelled really good, but just painted to look all tattered. I find that hilarious.
It's like on Lord of the Rings when they make a bunch of structures that look like stone, but it's really
Yeah.
just packing material.
Yeah,
Like those
exactly.
packing peanuts. It's like,
Yeah.
this doesn't. I would have expected to touch cold stone right now.
Right?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
but it's just warm and squishy.
Exactly.
Alright. Anything else for minute 13?
Not for minute 13.
Alright. That's been minute 13 of X Minutes. I've been Brian,
I'm Wolf.
and we'll see you in minute 14 as this keeps evolving and mutating. Countdown to shaved head 8. Right? Yeah. 8.
Yeah.
This is almost as inaccessible as Community's Beetlejuice joke, which if you don't know, look it up. Community's on Netflix right now.